My topic today is mental health in children and teens. So, what do we see around us? We see that a neighboring kid who was very bright in studies is suddenly not studying, is very shy, just at home, not coming out. When we go to malls, we see an aggressive kid pulling his parents, I want to buy that, and crying. And we say, oh, what an ill mannered kid. When they are infants, we see that they're crying and howling, and you touch them and they start shouting. And we say, oh my God, how do I even take this kid? Such an unpleasant kid. How do the parents manage it? From how do the parents manage to how the kid is, to going to the shopping mall and seeing that the kid is ill mannered. From there, noticing that the child withdraws during school, is not studying, is on its own. We see all these things happening right in front of us. Every second home, you have some or the other complaint that you see. If it's not controlled, what do we see? We see that some patients they were very good until they studied their 10th. Post 10th, you see them into drugs. This is the state of the children around us. This is the mental health that we see. So how do we identify these? The common types of symptoms that we notice are the mood changes. Look at the feelings from intense anger to intense weeping. Sudden changes in moods which we observe in these children. Intensity of the feelings. Suddenly my heart is beating fast, I am very scared. To suddenly the patient is very shy. Sudden behavioral changes. Fidgeting with a certain thing, suddenly not talking, suddenly very excited and shouting. Difficulties of these children in concentrating in school. Unexplained weight loss. Some physical symptoms like, oh, my head is hurting today, my stomach is hurting today I feel giddy. As kids, most of us don't even know what a headache means. But we have few kids who we see, I fainted, fainting every second day, I have headache. Physical harm. There was one patient with impulsive disorders. This kid was around 10 years old and she used to write death on her hand with a knife and bleeding and come to us with that. Such physical harms. And then finally we see some teenagers going into substance abuse. What was important in all of this is when such patients come to us, we set the diagnosis right. Once we know the diagnosis, we get our observations right. We check the relation which this kid has with their parents, what lifestyle they belong to. And at times, we just have to be a child with these patients. Like, for example, there was a parent who came and said, my child doesn't socialize with anyone. Whenever we go out, he's just sitting in a corner, does not talk. I feel so embarrassed with this kid, doctor. I don't know how to handle this. On further asking the lifestyle of the parents, we got to know they belong to a very high socioeconomic status, and every second day there is a party. Either they are on cruise or every second month they are traveling abroad, and there's a party every second month. As a child, the child was just fed up of this and withdrew. Every time there's a new group, he couldn't correlate, he couldn't manage with them. And this general behavior of the kid, because of the lifestyle around, was taken by the parent as a shy nature. The most important thing in these is the observation that we have. Our observation sets the most important above all of these. In order to get symptoms out of these kids, we need to go down to their level and be the child. A child will not connect with you until he feels the friendliness. Once he connects, he will speak out everything, right from his fears to anything which happened in school which he didn't tell his parents, to someone troubling him, etc.